Yes, welcome to Emuna is Our Future with promoting truth sincerely, or sincerely is a question mark. Are we promoting my wonderful people who join us weekly? So excited to be here, back in our studio, thank God, in Yerushalayim. We had a wonderful, wonderful class this week with the DJ Hudakris. Hudakris was in the house, sitting right here, and Rabbi Elgod was in the house also. Amazing class, thank God. Very important to see someone from a Hasidic path going down the road of creative expression and bringing unity and bringing music to all different places. Like, you can check him out online, lifting up the whole Fisher's Yeshiva, all the boys there rocking out at his wedding, and other times, as he mentioned, High Life, like all these wonderful programs, DJing for Nissan Black. A wonderful guest. We were so happy to have him here, and you should check out the class again if you haven't yet, and if you have already, check it out second time, because there's a lot of information there. We thank God are doing an hour-long class with a little bit of music at the end for those who are not strict about Sphira or have a heter for whatever reason, emotional reason. With Baruch Hashem, we have Rav Elgod to help guide our class forward, and we hope that this Sunday, big announcement, guys, we're going to be promoting Emuna Global with my father, Mr. Martin Goldsmith. Yes, he is someone who has an amazing backstory. He's been in the rock and roll business since the 60s. And if there's anyone out there who understands how to promote something, how to get a big cause out there, it's my father. You know, I grew up with him, so I know firsthand. I went to the biggest shows on earth, like Live Aid, and also, huge shows. I can't even get into the list of famous concerts that I was honoured to be at as a young child and growing up as a teenager in London. And even here in Israel, I've one or two big shows I merited to get into thanks to my family. But the point is that my father is someone who is going to be able to give over some advice for us to progress in getting Emuna Global. And what is this? This is the will of the Rav Shalom Arush. He wants us to go ahead with these English classes. He himself, hopefully, at some point will either join us. He's definitely giving us his blessing. And that means we have to work extra harder to come up with a program that really can strike a chord with all the demographics, as many people as possible. The idea is that Emuna is something that's relevant for everybody. It's universal. It's real. It's life-changing. It could be the matter of life or death, literally, and it can also be the saving of a marriage with Emuna concepts. It can help a person have more peace of mind and have more income, more financial stability, and all the different aspects of health and wealth and success that we're praying for together here, that everyone should be blessed. Right now, we just went through Rosh Chodesh Iyar, 2 special days. We started off the class, Emuna Class Sunday, in the middle of Rosh Chodesh, and now we're already in the beginning of the month of Iyar, a special Chodesh, a month of Sfiras, a Omer, a month of counting, preparing for Shavuot, and preparing in the middle for Pesach Sheni and Ba'omer, special times that we are developing and working towards. But today is Tiferes, Shabbat Tiferes. It's the special day of the 17th of the Omer, where we are counting the Sphira, the divine emanation of Tiferes, Shabbat Tiferes, the truth of truth, the emes of emes. So we're promoting truth. That is the goal and hope, that Emuna comes together with truth, with emes. We've already mentioned here that it's very important to bring together emes and shalom. That's the eish, the fire. We're trying to warm up people's hearts, warm up people's souls, get the United Souls energy. And remember, we have in the links and in the descriptions lots of opportunities to subscribe, to join, to partner, to promote, to share all our different platforms, and to check out all the different wonderful people that have come to our awesome studio, and to help them generate more Emuna in the world, more Emuna Global, more unity, more love, more truth. But the true factor is the key. The key is that we're tuned in. For example, in the world right now, we have Parshas Kedoshim. And in the week of Kedoshim, a holy person, unfortunately, was a korban, was a sacrifice for us all, literally in a deep way. Rav Zecharia Wallerstein. We're dedicating this class to his merit, Rav Zecharia Wallerstein. He is one of my rabbis who, thank God, over the many, many years, I learned so much from, I got such inspiration. I have a special book on gratitude, and I wrote in it from beginning to end with my wife and my soulmate. We went through the whole book each day, writing a whole paragraph of gratitude, what to be have appreciation and thanks for. And it's teaching us a Koras Hatov, which is connected also to another mitzvah he was very big on, Kibbud Av V'Em. But the sad news was he passed away this week, and we are mourning his passing. We're wishing comfort to the Wallerstein family and to all his larger family and to all the thousands and thousands of people that learned from him, including myself. A big comfort. I was crying today when I heard the Levaya and the Hesped that they were allowed to do as Rosh Chodesh, so they weren't able to do a full Hesped. I'm sure there will be in the next few days. Check it out. Get into Rav Zecharia Wallerstein's Torah as someone who had a business and had many institutes that helped many teenagers at risk, many all kinds of teenagers, young people who are going through hard times in this last 20, 30 years. He was also a teacher in a cheder, many times yeshiva. He did a lot of important things. But with all of that, he only had a flip phone. He never got involved with all these telephones, all these palaphones I have in front of me right now. He was able to, thank God, to run everything through an old phone. They call it a dumb phone or whatever. It probably makes you clever and the phone dumber. But the point is that he was able to have somebody, a PA or somebody run all his stuff for him, and then he could just be free of all that and just dedicate and focus his time on truly, sincerely being there for the people around him, his family, and all the thousands of people that he helped, including myself. You know, I have to say that the attribute of emes, of truth, this is Tiferes, Shabbat Tiferes, but he passed away at the beginning of the sphere of Tiferes, the week of Tiferes, this week of Tiferes Omer is Tiferes, is truth, is Rachamim, is balance, is emes. This promotion of truth was something that he was an expert, par excellence. He had his Shabbatons, he had his classes, check him out, Torah Anytime, Chazak, our fellow organizations that, thank God, are awesome at sharing Torah on a global level, as we aspire to as well, together with them. And he was one of the star speakers on those programs. And honestly, I must have listened to him for years, a few times a week, for many, many years, especially Avinu Malkeinu, when I could get hold of the Ornava classes he did for his girls' seminaries and the girls' group. And the women's group. It was awesome classes. My wife had the merit to actually see him in person when he came to Israel every year for Ornava, for Avinu Malkeinu. And we dedicate our class today as someone who was a bastion and an example, a role model of truth. He lived truth. He helped bring out the true neshamas. I think that was one of the reasons that all the kids, the youth, the teenagers, but many of them could be, thank God, with families, and thank God they recovered from whatever their struggles were in those days when they first met him. They resonated with his truthfulness soul. His soul was a soul of truth, and that is what the souls at the end of days, they're looking for truth. There's a thirst for the Torah, there's a thirst for spirituality, there's a thirst for truth, and not any sort of systematic religion or anything very external, very sort of forced upon a person as a youth, and then they reject it, God forbid. So comes along with Wallerstein and says it straight, and says it with sincerity, and he lives up to it himself. Like he often would say that he wouldn't watch anything on a plane or any other time, when he even had situations where he could have gone to this game or this concert or this or that. He was on the level where, like just with the phone, he was able to hold himself back. And what gave him the strength and encouragement was that if he was going to help someone who was struggling with a phone addiction or an internet addiction or a sex addiction or an alcohol addiction or all the other addictions, that people go through, food addiction, whatever it is, he was able to help them with those addictions, even open up a rehab, the ranch, and professionally help them. And I remember years and years ago, before the ranch, he was traveling non-stop to places like Utah, and all the time traveling around America, going to mental homes, all kinds of different Jewish families, and helping them with all their troubled youth, and going into those places and speaking with the people themselves that were suffering so much, and helping them believe in themselves, helping them have the strength. But it was the honesty and the truth that guided him again and again, and the fact that he was so close with Das Torah, with Rabbonim. We've done a class on that already, that he was very much close with the Tzaddikim of the generation. Like we saw a picture of him with Rav Chaim or with his other rabbis, Rav Rabinovitz, and he'd quote him, and the Svarim he'd walk around with, holy Svarim, they used to quote and inspire us to higher levels of spirituality. So the legacy lives on, and it's up to us not to just say, oh, another person's passed away, we can listen to a few of their old classes and, move on with our life. No, we have to realize there's a space being created in the world, again, just like when Rabbi Sachs passed away, or even Havdil Ben Chaim L'Chaim, right now with Rav Orish, he's not able to give the classes. There's a space being created in that sense. So it's up to us to step forward. Now, I can't fill any of those holy people's space. I can't fill the Rav space. I can't fill Rabbi Lord Sachs' space and his ability to communicate to the world. I can't fill Rabbi Zecharia Wallerstein's ability to communicate to the at-risk youth community and the whole general community. He even spoke at Aguda. He was the keynote speaker there in front of all the big Rabbonim in the mainstream Haredi world in America. And he's someone who's impactful in a powerful way. I know my limitations. I'm not that. But each of us on our own little way, like right now we're doing a class, for me personally, we can bring out that energy of Torah, that energy of spirituality, energy of truth into our life to realize, and we can promote it. We can promote his classes, Rav Wallerstein's classes, Zatzal. We can promote Rabbi Lord Sachs' classes, Zatzal. We can continue to promote all of Rav Shalom Orish's Emuna clips, Havdil Ben Chaim L'Chaim, should be well, and hope and pray and daven for Shalom Ben Yamna to come back to the studio. We can generate truth in the world by sharing it. Like someone who just joined the video and just sent a heart. I saw he shared a little short clip of Rav Wallerstein. It gave me such a joy to see that clip. And I remember, how precious time is. To realize how precious our time is with our family, with our loved ones. We all have that selfish, inclination to want to have space or to have time to ourselves. And I was feeling it very strongly today. And then they came back a bit earlier than I thought. The real ideal would be to have Rahmanis and to really realize that the person in front of you needs that connection, needs that time. And if we don't do it next time. Thank God, hopefully we'll get that next time. The opportunities to develop relationships, truthful relationships, it's the key to everything. It's the key to marriage, it's the key to business, it's the key to everything. We have to be really honest and true to our word, to be sincere. Yes, someone said it's life-saving truth. That's correct. Truth is the key. Emet. We have to realize that emes, it stands on feet. It's got foundation in this world. It stands the test of time. It doesn't get knocked over like sheker. It stands on a point. Shin, kuf, reish. It's all on point. Shin is on a point. Kuf is on a point. Reish falls over. Emes is on feet. Aleph has got feet. Mem has got feet. Taf has got feet, or tzaf. And emes is standing the test of time. It stands all the tests, all the challenges that we go through on a daily level. Will be able to be strong and stark. This chodesh, like an ox we mentioned last week, like a shore. The idea of being like an ox and being strong and going counting the sphera and working on our midas, developing and growing. Someone saying here, it's a great tool to technology, and a year's mind can be used effectively to spread Torah on these platforms. It's got to be done strategically or tactically. Yes, that's correct. We've got to do the technological thing in the right way. And 100%, Mr. Wrighton, I think your name is. Thank you for reaching out live on our channel. And someone else wrote, Jeffers already wrote life-saving truth. So there is this opportunity and responsibility. It would be like a bush and a chapel. It'd be something that would be shameful if we don't step forward right now and start putting out truth in the world, either sharing others or developing the ability to share our own truth. Every person, as I remember once working, my own journey is very, obviously very broad. I didn't grow up, as you'll see from my father, I didn't grow up religious or in the Torah world. I grew up working in a record store in London, those kind of things. I was in the music world. And a guy said to me on Shabbat, every person has, as I was working there in the store, one of the other workers has a book and a song inside of them, has truth inside of them, and it's about bringing it out. Each person has their own book. I wrote my own book, United Souls. I have another funny book about happy wifey, happy husband, happy wifey, a book about shalom bias. I didn't really make a deal out of that, but United Souls, I'm pushing it for you guys. It's on Substack, and you can subscribe. I'm putting extracts every week or every 2 weeks. making sure that there's constant content of truth out there. I've got my other podcast, Relationship Flow podcast, every 2 weeks or so, putting that out there. Hopefully to be doing a collab soon. I've got my United Soul, Unity Flow podcast. I've put an update there about all the different wonderful artists, and I'll mention a few of them now. Thank God we had DJ Hudacris, which I'm ready to help get out there even more than he is. And hopefully Soul Brinkoff works for Dreamscape, Netflix, Disney, Animator, Pixar, all the different big organizations out there, a producer, a director. I'm happy to help represent him and help him get a message, because he's now, thank God, he's doing a podcast, I think Living or Life is Awesome podcast, the opportunity to really live an awesome life. It's up to us to realize the awesomeness of our journey and to bring it out. And all of us have to be a big director and producer to do that. But he's helping us, giving us examples, how he did it himself, bringing in guests. And he himself has a lot of energy and power to bring over and give over. Someone who's been a success so much, thank God, in the world, can share that light with us in a Torah way, in a spiritual way, in a truthful way. That's the key, that it constantly comes back to the truth, comes back to the emes, the reality of the soul. I was sitting with an old student of mine who now, thank God, I would consider more of a friend. And, he's gone on his journey. He even has a tattoo, which was interesting because I gave him a Garden of Emuna book for the Wonders of Gratitude from Avorish. And he said he has an Emuna tattoo, the garden style. So it's like the Garden of Emuna, literally. That's what he said to me. So he was happy to take the book and read it, thank God, and work on his gratitude, attitude of gratitude. And he wants to be a life coach. He wants to inspire the youth. They're at risk. It's already in the wake of Wallerstein. I met with someone who wants to fill a bit of that space. He might not be seemingly so religious externally, but we see, and I'm speaking to him, he has a soul. He has values. He understands the power of mindfulness and being more spiritually tuned in, and the importance of Emuna. So there is that foundation that's amongst all the people generally, when you talk with them, that they know that all these good values, all these needs on an emotional level, spiritual level, they come from the soul level. And even the physical aspect has understandings that you can conquer, you can overcome illness through strengthening your soul, through strengthening your mind, strengthening your mental state, your mindset. And this is something which, just talking to this guy just yesterday, you realize that everyone has the ability in their own way to become a light, to become a teacher themselves. And it's up to us. Thank God I was meritorious to have him as a student all those years ago and continue that relationship. Not just see it like dissipate because of the busyness of life, but to keep in touch and to keep connecting. Thank God this is something United Souls, we talk about bringing souls together, realizing we all empower each other. We're all here to help each other grow and reach the fullest fulfillment of our purpose in this world. Now I want to thank again everyone who's been tuning in, sharing our classes. It's very important. It means a lot to me. Thank God. Like it's mentioned many times, we're trying to promote truth here. So the Instagram is growing, and the TikTok and all the other different apps that are now available, social media. Thank God the blogging of our podcast is growing, and all the website links, breslev.com, is growing. And thank God, generally my classes are there. This last week they had a delay. Hopefully next week when my father comes, we'll do a class, and then I'm away a little bit. So I'm going to do my class from where I'm away. So next week you join me, hopefully around the same time. I'll be able to set it up, find time on a Tuesday, 3:30 Israel time, to make another class by hopefully a beautiful ocean front. And there'll be some airing out for me personally. I've been working non-stop since Tishrei. I mean, Pesach was a little bit of a break, but it was, work in the family sense. This is like an opportunity to actually really just for a few days spend time with my parents, thank God, and to just have that opportunity to rest a moment. But at the same time, I'm going to be working, making sure these classes, we've got to keep up with consistency. So we'll do a class from there. The point what I'm getting at is that being truthful is something which is eternal. It gives you an opportunity to keep sharing, keep growing, and it's something that should overflow. This was the meter of Avram Avinu. We talked about Pesach. It was overflowing with love. And right now we're in the spheres of Yitzhak and Yaakov. The Avram, Yitzhak, Yaakov light of our fathers is guiding us. The sayings of our fathers are guiding us. Right now, Pirkei Avos, tuning into the truth every Shabbos. This week in Israel, it's Parshas Emor. Parshas Emor is the light of the Kohanim. I'm a Kohen. My father's a Kohen. He's bringing the priestly blessing to our studio together. Hopefully, we'll make an awesome class. Maybe we'll bring one of my sons as well, just to have the 3 generations in the studio at one time. Would be nice. and be able to give over some of the light of the Kohanim, the priestly blessing, and that Parshas Emor continues on with the Mumim and other things, interesting concepts, but then it rounds off with the Chagim, the festivals, these big lights that come 3 times a year, the Regolim, Pesach, Shavuos, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot, these big lights, and it comes every week as well with Shabbos. Shabbos is the panemius of all the Chagim. Every Shabbos, Leil Shabbos, is the light of Pesach. Shabbos day is the light of Shavuos. Shabbos afternoon is the light of Sukkot. And also Sfarim say that it's also connected into Tishrei, which is Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot. Each different part of Shabbos, 3 parts of Shabbos, are divided into 3 Chagim, those 3 big Chagim, Regolim of Pesach, Shavuos, Sukkot, or Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot. You can tune into the light however it resonates or however you understand it, but it's available every Shabbos, the light of the Chagim, especially Parshas Emor, especially when we're speaking it out. Emor means to speak in a gentle way, in a right way, and that's the Emor this week, Parsha, and El Kohanim, to tune into the light that we all have a priestly blessing. We all have the power to be Kohanim, and we know this from the Koach of Torah, Mamlechas Kohanim, that we're all Goy Kodesh, we're a holy nation, and we have an opportunity with Parshas Kadoshim, Parshas Emor, with that holiness that's within our people, and within time, and within place. Right now we're in Jerusalem, in the holy Yerushalayim. Next week I'll be in another holy part of Eretz Yisrael. But the point is that Eretz Yisrael is a holy land. It's the Eretz HaKodesh. It's a land that sings. There's a song in the land. It's the 7th land. It's the land of Malchus. It's the completion of what the world's about. Just like Shabbos completes us in time, Eretz Yisrael, the Holy Land, completes us in place. And the Jewish people, our job is to provide the Or Goyim, or to the nations, to bring the light out, the spirituality, the light of truth, to promote truth to the world. That's our mission. Our mission is to promote truth to the world. So the point of this class is our purpose, to promote truth to the world. But we have to be living that first. That's why the Sphira days, and we're going to now say a Torah from Rabbi Nachman. We can't do a class, and Emuna is our future class, without Rabbi Nachman ben Feiga, Rabbi Nachman ben Simcha, and his Talmud of Nosson, in Likutei Halachos, in Hilchos Pesach, Hilchos Sfiras Omer, talks about these days, these special days, these 49 days. We mentioned last week already how Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, and the climax of Baruch Hashem is connected into the 6 weeks, as well as the 12 paths went through the Yam Suf, because there's 12 words there, Baruch Hashem Kol Ha'aved, go back to the previous class. Well, if you continue in the Shema, it goes into Ahavta Etz Hashem Elokecha. You have to love Hashem, your God. Those 49 words are connected into the 49 days. So once you've tuned into the oneness, Seder night, and you're in the Shema Yisrael, listen, the Jewish people, listen to the world, the souls of Yisrael. Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem is our God. Hashem Echad, Hashem is one. Tune into that light. Then once you're into that unification of oneness, then you can go into the Ahava, generate the Midas. Yeah, once you've clarified in your mind that there's only one God, Eino Mavada, then you can start influencing that on your midas, your attributes, your character traits, to have love for people, have love for the Torah, for love for the Kedushas Eretz Yisrael, the love for being for Hashem Yisbarach, to say thank you Hashem, and that's for Haftas Hashem. Hashem wants us to love Him. He commands us to love Him. Hashem Elokecha b'chol avavcha b'vol ha'ar b'chol nafshecha b'chol ma'adecha. So already each of those words is connected to a different day of Sphira, all the way the 49 days till Shavuos, the climax of the Sphira of the 50th day. And those 49 days, the Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, is the koyach, tuning into that unification, that Ol Malchus Shema, and bringing it on us in a real way, in a true way. Like we said with Zecharia Wallerstein, to bring it into our hearts, to make it very true. He's very much about that. If you listen to his speeches, say, for example, as we get close to Shavuos, we'll talk more about it, but there was Boaz and Ruth. He had a beautiful Torah about Koros HaTov and blessing people. When you go to your workplace, when you go around, to give bracha to people, it's something I need to work on, to be more forthcoming with blessing and kindness. Yeah, because the surah starts off with chesed shebechesed, with kindness, and it climaxes with malchus, it climaxes with kingship and giving over, and that was Ruth and Boaz. If you look into the Sefer Ruth, we're going to read in Shavuos, you see there so much hints of how we tune into the light of Torah and how it should be conducted through the aspect of, having connection to tzaddikim, having connection to appreciation and to gratitude, and to give blessings to people, to speak good to people, and that's in Sefer Ruth. So we can learn so much from Rabbi Wallerstein, truthful people, to help guide us during these weeks. And that's the key, that we're tuning into the Spirit. So today, where it's Emes, it's Ferris, it's a day of truth. It's a day where we tune into truth at the most intense level. We have to be most honest to ourselves. Are we really fulfilling our purpose of being light unto the nation? Are we promoting truth fully? Obviously, once again, we have to come back to our home, to ourselves, to our inner heart. Are we being totally honest with ourselves? Are we continuing to shine light in our daily life, in our daladamas? Are we, like, if I be honest, I'm like, throughout the day, I'm so far from this aspect of truth. Throughout the day, some people are asking you questions. So you think to yourself, they're silly questions, I'm just, but just for the sake of being truthful, say the truth. Sometimes, we have to be human a little bit, joke around. There's room for being human and having a laugh or whatever. But if we're just not in the mood to be truthful, we have to work on ourselves. Someone's here is writing, Shalom De'eh Rav Lazy. Yes. Shalom. Yes. A Noachite. Yes. The B'nai Noach. It's the key. We had a beautiful class about that, about the aspects of how the 10 habits connect into the 7 habits connect into the 7 mitzvahs B'nai Noach. And we have a beautiful class about universal truth. In that sense, it's very important that Torah, the light, is relatable for everyone, not just for my group or your group. Remember, once again, I didn't grow up here. I grew up in, in London, in another world. And here I am, thank God. And you'll see from my father, like, he's someone who's journeyed through this life much more than I have. He's thank God, I think he's almost 80, 81. And, someone who's seen a lot, especially in the business and different countries, visited so many places, and, seen a lot of what the world looks up to, the world of stardom, of famous people. He's seen behind the scenes, really, what's going down over there. And he starts, it did bring out a bit of a cynical side of himself, because the point is that he has a truthful soul. So he saw past all the, excuse my language, the BS, the lies that exist out there. And we have to make it into BSD, B'sata D'Shmaya, to heavenly help, to remind us that with heavenly help, we can live an honest life. We can live a true life. And if we've fallen short a little bit, that's the beauty. It's the MS stands. We can get back up. We can constantly attune ourselves to the kav, this line of truth, this divine flow that comes through creation. We can attune ourselves again and again. That was the importance of Rabbi Nachman was telling us during these 49 days, that we have the power to get das, to go from potentially an Odom, when we got the das on Seder night, and then we fall back into the aspect of Behema. We now go from Chita to So'ira, from the Matzah to the Chametz, and we fall back into more closed, small-mindedness. We have the ability to mamshik, to draw out the das from Seder night, and from where we're heading towards Shavuos, our purpose, and to awaken in us a more great mind, a huge mindset, a mindset that inspires change, a mindset that guides us towards truth, towards peace, towards love, towards connection. This is the power within each of us. And that's my blessing to all of us, that we should realize that we, even right now in the middle of the sphere, and are struggling personally, I know myself, or all of us probably on some level, we've gone out now, the days of Nisan, starting to heat up a little bit, the world. The spring days are starting to get a little bit more summery, which means in some ways it's, opportunity to have a bit of chofesh, a bit of relax, a little bit of warm up a little bit, but at the same time it can also generate, and that's why when we read Perek Avos, it can generate new tests, new challenges of less sneers, less modest environments, and more of a need to relax and to distract ourselves. So we have to remember, refocus, become more effective, more attuned to what our purpose is, more attuned to our tafkid, our mission in the world. This is the meter of Tiferes, to face ourselves, to be able to talk to people who are truthful people. Surround yourself, once again, the sphere of influence, with people who are truthful, like the Rav. I had a meeting with Rav God yesterday, to talk to Rav God, please God, if we're Zocher, and we merit to speak again to Rav Orish. The last meeting I had was to bring him Birka Cholim, to bring him some fruits and things as a, to visit the sick kind of gift. And I hope to see him now that he's recovering more, in a more stronger, healthy state, and have the merit to see Rav Orish. But in the meanwhile, I get to share his content, I get to tune into his light through working here, and my own Rebbe's light, the Tolna Rebbe, and you surround yourself with people that inspire you. And if you're online, surround yourself online with people that are truthful, and promote it, push it out there, make it bigger, share these videos, share the content, share our podcast, share all the work we're doing over here, make it grow. It's something which all you have to do is press like, share, put it on your page on Facebook or Instagram or anywhere, stories, whatever, reels, whatever you're functioning online. Even on YouTube now, you can share to the community. If you have a community page, you can like, at least you can share the link on your WhatsApp groups. There's so many ways and avenues to get the content to promote truth, to promote Emunah. And you have to trust that Baruch Hashem, if we're connected to Torah and if we're connected to Tzaddikim, like we are here, thank God, then it's coming from a place of truth. And we have to check ourselves constantly. We have to check the people we're connecting to are influencing us in a truthful way. And that's up to us to be responsible for our journey in life, that we're constantly tuning into a path of truth and to push away all the media that's trying to mababble us and confuse us, to remind ourselves that the media has a tremendous influence on the world now. Therefore, there's responsibility on us to develop media that can stand up on some level to push out the message of truth against that darkness that's out there. So it's up to us. Let's strengthen ourselves. Chazak v'yamatz. Let's give ourselves the encouragement and the energy to put out the truth in the world in a real way, get some amazing content. If you guys are graphic designers, design beautiful online posts. If you're an artist, draw it, paint it. If you're a singer, sing it, rap it, jam it. If you're a guitarist, drummer, if you're a beat maker, make beats. Like we had a DJ here, he's putting out so much emes and truth in his music and his lifestyle. He's a Hasidic DJ. Someone just asked me for one. So the point is, each of us, someone wrote, well said, I'm trying for my place. God bless you. Amen. Yes, we should all keep trying, but we have to realize that it's within our essence to do this successfully. It's not something which is far from us. The Torah itself said the Torah is not far from you, it's close to you. And all of us are doing great. Not just thank you for the compliment, but we're all doing it. The fact that you're here, you could be on binging Netflix, you could do 100 other things, God forbid, that can distract you from being great, from being awesome, living a life of awesome, like Shaul Blinkov says, or any of these other people that I've, thank God, you can connect once again to the links. They're all there, a long list of inspirational musicians, creatives, speakers, Rav Orish, Rav Elgrod, our guests, my father. Everyone, come join us this Sunday. We're going to make this Emuna Class big. We're going to promote truth to the world. Like I said, he's been with the greats. He was with his holy brother, Hulk Hogan. That's going to be the picture. Yeah, he worked with WWE, brought it to, back in the day, WWF. He brought it back to London, to UK. He always kept up with those famous guys, famous wrestlers, especially Hulk. Hulk used to say to my father, "You're my holy brother." Or the famous story I've told once about Macho Man Randy Savage, how he helped find his Judaism by coming to Israel. My father pointed out, if you have a Jewish mother, then you're Jewish. He didn't even know that much. So we all have the ability, wherever we are, whatever place we are. It doesn't have to be a celebrity. It can be a neighbor, it can be a friend, it can be a petrol station. You know, when you're paying those high gas prices, at least make it a more meaningful experience. Yeah, that's the point. Let's try to draw out meaning in the moments we have with people. Everyone's trying so hard. It's true. Everyone's trying to make a living. Everyone's struggling nowadays. But we should go up in our efforts to promote truth. To promote truth in business, to promote truth in our relationship, to promote truth in everything. And with that blessing, with that key, that we'll be truthful people and we'll bring the light in time, in place, in people, like in Parshas Emor. We'll bring it out of the Holy Yerushalayim. And we're sitting here now. Thank God, a Kohen is talking to you right now. A priest from the Jewish people is talking to you. Masig, the Rabbi Zecharia Wallerstein was a Kohen. He was passed away in Eretz Yisrael, Parshas Emor. I think he's even being buried here. I remember hearing they were taking him to Halal to fly him here. So he's going to be in the Kedushas of Eretz Yisrael as a Kohen, and we'll hopefully see him and all our family of Kohanim and all of the people, the Jewish people, become a nation of priests, so we can fulfill our purpose of shining light to the whole world, together with our Noachite brothers and sisters, and bring this world to a place of completion where the truth will stand eternal and it will bring peace and love to the whole world. Amen. Thank you for tuning in. Share these classes, make it real, and I want to thank again all the wonderful people out there who keep sharing truth. Russell Brand, doing a good job. Joe Rogan, keep communicating, keep talking, Benchbro. All these famous people out there who are sharing truth. Good work on you. Even, I never mentioned him on this class. Trevor Noah, he brought the truth out in the White House, in the place where generally it's far, far from truth. It's more like the base of Lavan, like Lavan Arami, tricking everyone. But in there came Trevor Noah and gave a little bit of mussar, even though he's not a perfect guy. But there was a moment there where a little bit of truth was said. So you never know. The truth can be in many places. It can be even in humor and comedy. But the point for us is to fix ourselves to truth. And how did my Rebbe say the biggest key to truth is? Torah. Learn Torah. Tiferes is a time to be strict about learning Torah in a positive way, in a happy way, in a love way, but to learn the Torah Kadosh and make those times for learning. Thank God I'm learning Daf Yomi. Thank God I'm learning Halacha. Thank God I'm learning Chumash Rashi. Learn Torah every day. Learn the books of Emuna. We just put out the whole set. It's an amazing price. Buy it for yourself and then share it with others. Buy a whole set for someone else. The link will be going live on our platforms either today or tomorrow for all the books of God and Emuna. Learn Torah. Learn this truth that's in the world. Use our time well. Be effective with our time. Use the Shabbos to learn. Use the Yom Tov to learn. Torah is the key. It gives us the guidance. It gives us the connection to truth. And learn from truthful people. I think we said enough. Be blessed. Have a wonderful Shabbos, a great rest of the week, and we'll be seeing you. Please God. And I thank you for all your prayers and comfort. My father and mother, please God, will be here in the Holy Land. So excited to bring them to you guys and share their special light.